5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It's time to count down reality TV's most talked about moments with Amanda Bella. Hey everybody, welcome back to Bella Talks TV. It's Amanda Bella here, and this is my first time being on camera after surviving Influenza A of 2024. So I am alive and I am going to be okay. I can't make myself laugh too much because I will start coughing, but let this be a warning to everybody that the flu is much alive and real. And I actually thought it was like a conspiracy. And I'm like, every year people go get these shots for this like flu that no one ever seems to ever have. And I used to be like a little bit like, no, whoever has the flu, like you either have just like a cold or you have COVID, but no one really had the flu. And I was very wrong. I had the flu and I'm still working through it, but I'm, like I said, going to make a full recovery. I believe. I don't want to, knock on wood too much yet, but I'm here in Florida. It's been a great place to be sick. My husband and I've talked, if it's your first time here, today's episode, this is just going to be one of my Bella bonus episodes. We are going to be discussing the Real Housewives of Potomac, kind of from its inception a little bit and just going through some of the lore and some of my thoughts on the current season and just have a little kiki. This is kind of like a little test. I'm kind of testing recording here on my laptop instead. Going back to my roots with my MacBook, I tried to get really into like my whole thing was like, I'm going to be able to podcast from anywhere. And like, I'm just going to use my iPad. But like, sometimes you just need a good old fashioned like computer to do some things. So I'm testing around with my audio and my visual on my settings here. So this kind of episode today is a little bit experimental. So we're just going to kiki about Potomac for a few here. Yeah, it's still sneezing. I also invested in a better light too. So God bless. I mean, sometimes I look at myself and I'm like, I swear I do not look like that in real life. But like Mariah Carey said, like lighting is everything. I mean, it is our queen, our Christmas queen, Mariah Carey is like prime time right now. So it is December 16th. So she is in the middle of just another year of what I hate this phrase. I hate this word, but like getting its nut for the year, like a squirrel getting its nut, making its nut, like whatever it's called, collecting its nut. Oh my gosh. I'm here with my co-host, Candy. Candy's in the house today. She is right here being my little Christmas angel. Oh my gosh, I can't even handle her. So again, if it's your first time here, Candy's often my co-host. I will be recording an episode with Bessie of the pod, Rhea Hensler. She will be checking in with us and doing an episode with us later today. And I'm excited to check in with her. And yeah, so it's just me and you guys here to chat about the Potomac Housewives. So again, I've been teasing 2025, lots of new guests. And I'm going to be honest, like a vulnerable moment, our mental health moment of the year is that like I have a list of people that I am dying to ask to collaborate with, and I have too much anxiety to ask them. So I'm kind of living in this space right now where I only like have been really having people on that have reached out to me because like then I know that they really want to already, and I'm not asking somebody who doesn't want to, especially during the holidays, to do something that they don't feel like doing. It's so hard, you guys. It is truly a like I scratch your back, you scratch mine community, and I'm willing to scratch like everyone else's backs, but I'm too scared to ask anybody to scratch mine once in a while. So let me know. Let me know if you want to come on and just talk about housewives with me. So, okay, yes. Anyways, Potomac. So another great thing about being able to use my computer is I can go back to actually being able to read some things while I'm on here and not having to get my phone out sometimes like I do with the iPads. Like I said, we are here to discuss Potomac today. If you do not watch Potomac, maybe you will still listen to this episode and just hear some synopsis on some of the ladies on this on this franchise, because there have been some franchises throughout Housewives that have failed and rebooted, that have been on nonstop since season 1. So there is like layers to being Housewives shows. Like they're not all equal. And Potomac is this weird underground. I mean, what is Potomac in the beginning? Everybody was like, what the hell? Now, I wasn't somebody who originally watched The Real Housewives of DC when it first aired, which was in 2008. I believe, yes, right when Obama was getting elected for his second term. So as you guys know, that was a one season wonder, and what a wonder it was. Just recently on Peacock, when they released all these vault episodes over, I think it was like back in August. I had gone to Costa Rica, and when you're there, you can't use all of the social media platforms. So I had downloaded the whole season of DC Housewives to watch while I was there, and I was addicted. Like, I was addicted. It is so good. If you have not watched it, it is very, very offensive and unbelievable television. So please go watch it. But Potomac was the sequel to DC. Potomac is the little sister, the outside area. It's still DMV. It's still Alexandria, Virginia, and then Baltimore, Maryland, and then Washington, D.C., like that whole area. These are like the suburbs. And one thing about this show, too, that these girls have been roasted for, Bravo has been called out for, is that all these women live like 2 hours away from each other. Like, I think Jersey's a little bit like that, too. Like, I don't think they all necessarily live by each other. Now I think they do. I think they live closer than ever. I think even Melissa and Teresa, don't they live in like the exact same neighborhood? Wow, I can't believe we still haven't got a Jersey announcement. Like, I thought when they announced Vanderpump Rules being canceled, that Jersey was right around the corner, and I don't know what they're going to tell us about that, but I think it's going to be bad news. So Potomac came in and they announced this in 2016. So 8 years or so after DC had its flop season, its crazy, bizarre flop season. And it comes back in 16. It was the 8th installment of the franchise. So the 8th time we've had an official Housewives city. And the OGs were Gizelle Bryant, Ashley Darby, Karen Huger, Charisse Jackson Jordan, Robyn Dixon, and Katie Rost. So, wow. I mean, so still to this day, we still have Gizelle, Ashley, Karen. We still have Charisse filming in and out as a friend of. So she is still around. I can't believe that I see why she's kind of like Vicky in her like OGdom. Like, she still definitely considers herself just like an OG of the franchise, and she will be at every single event, invited or not, filming or not, with a mic pack on or not. She will be there. Charisse Jackson Jordan. I don't think she gets enough. I really don't think she gets enough credit, especially for her feuding with Karen, because Karen is the grande dame. And one big thing about Karen is that she's like never owned a house within actual Potomac city limits. And so that's a big deal on this show, because Potomac is a very hard zip code. I guess it's like the Beverly Hills of the DC area. So it's a very hard zip code to actually own and live in. And so a lot of the first couple of seasons are about like roasting Karen for not actually living in Potomac. Charisse actually does live in Potomac. She considers herself to be the actual grande dame of Potomac proper. Then, of course, we have Gizelle. So Gizelle, when she came in, she was like Pastor Holy Whore, this chocolate man who was known for being quite the spender, the Gucci'd out, the womanizer, the women. He definitely cheated on Gizelle. Now, Gizelle and Jamal have the 3 daughters. They have Grace, who is the oldest daughter, and then the twins, Angel and Adore. Now, you guys know I love a housewives child's name, a reality TV star's child's name. Angel and Adore are like the perfect names to name like little baby girls. I love the names Angel and Adore. And Grace. Grace is like the perfect name also to be the pastor's children's names. So good. So we have all of them. We have the Bryant family. Now, of course, we have the bestie, the green-eyed bandit herself, Robyn Dixon, who's no longer with us. But she was an OG. Her and Juan, they provided many seasons of entertainment for us. So Gizelle and Robyn were really like thick as thieves, and they were just now in this 9th season. For 8 seasons, they ruled Potomac together. So they were like almost unbreakable. So I'm really glad that Bravo did decide to finally break them up, especially because Robyn's ass was always lying and hiding things off camera. So she needed to go. Speaking of now the opposite, someone who's given us everything, who tells us everything, who has no secrets, is Ashley Darby. Now, she was, I think, only in her 20s. I want to say 26 when she first came on. When she's married to Michael. Michael is at the time still peak of his career. He's some kind of like Australian billionaire. Let's find out exactly how Michael Darby has money, because I'm curious. Like, he clearly does very well for himself. And I mean, he has an estimated net worth of 20 million. So girl math, I have a confession that like money means absolutely nothing to me. If I have $1, if I have $100, if I have $1,000, like it's all the same. Now, it's not my parents' fault. I don't know where I like learned this really bad like money managing habit, but my husband's been helping me, start to learn things. And the other day I was like, can you just explain to me like how much $1 million is? Like $1 million is, and can you like live off of that for the rest of your life? Like even in the state of today's economy, like if I got $1 million tomorrow, would I never work again? Like how many people can you support on that? Like a family of 4 forever, like 1 million. And then he pretty much explained to me like, yes, like even with a family of 4, even a family of 6, like you can, if you were to get $1 million, like you're going to be able to live forever with it. And that blew my mind. Because now if somebody has like 2, 3, 5, 10, $100 million, I'm like, holy shit, they have so much money. Like they can live like 100 lifetimes. So now when I see like Michael Darby has a net worth of $20 million, I'm like, okay, holy shit. Like, okay, Ashley, no wonder. Not saying that it does make sense, but she, if that was her goal, if Ashley met him, I believe in Vegas. I could be making this up, but I believe they met in Vegas or like New Orleans or something. And under the pretenses of, I don't think she was an escort or hooking or anything, nothing like that. I think that she was just like being a normal girl out. Potentially, she maybe had some kind of online account like an Ashley Madison or some of these like sugar baby accounts. But I can't confirm or deny if that's how Ashley and Michael met. But it was definitely very clear from the beginning when Ashley stepped onto the scene that Michael was an older man with lots of money that had expectations of her sexually and socially. And now Ashley is I believe, a proud, open bisexual woman, and that she was not just engaging in threesomes with Michael, with other girls. I mean, she was often the aggressive one. She says herself, even in the most recent episode of Potomac that just aired yesterday, she says that she's still, when it comes to being with girls, she's the aggressive one and she likes to procure the women. I guess that's called like hunting, which is so disgusting. Like I don't even want to refer to women as animals like that at all. And I also don't like to talk about hunting. But I definitely know that because I spend a lot of time in Vegas and I just know some of these terms and some of these things that go on out there. So we'll just say that. Okay, so Ashley and Michael, again, at the time, she gets married to him and he is worth 20 million. He opens this restaurant called Oz, OZ. Now, again, that's a play off of being Australian, AUS, because he's Aussie. Now, Ashley worked in the restaurant. I think that she was kind of like maitre d' there and stuff back in the day. And then they lived in a condo downtown DC, I believe, is where their condo was still. Let's find out. Can I even like Google Ashley Darby? Old condo. Because now she doesn't live there anymore, which is great. It's really, really good to know she is not in that cursed condo in the sky. She's in that sanctuary by the sea, which I'm not really sure is by the sea, her seashell home. Okay, Ashley Darby old condo location. Ashley's penthouse. 3-bedroom, 3.5 bathroom. Let's see here. I wonder how far it is from where Oz was. Okay, the view. Okay, the Washington, D.C. area, blah, blah, blah. Real Housewives of Potomac. Okay, yeah, it is in the suburbs of D.C. We have the Lincoln Memorial, the Washington Monument, and Capitol Building all within one sight line. So they had views of the monuments. It was a rooftop penthouse. The location still is unclear. So yeah, anyways, obviously Ashley goes on to suffer many infidelities of Michael, which are very public, including him sexually assaulting / groping allegedly / pinching the butt / making verbally insensitive sexual comments to producers and crew on Bravo shooting. So we'll get more into that in season 2. So yeah, that was the season 1 cast. I think that's everybody. Robyn, I mean, obviously her and Juan, I think they start the show with them married, then they get divorced on the show, then they get remarried on the show. So that's a little bit of iconic behavior. I will give her that. But that was pretty much season 1. Now season 2, okay, well, first of all, Katie Ross, we can't not talk about her. Now, we don't know much about Katie. She's a little bit elusive. But Katie also, I mean, I don't want to be too insensitive either, but she really, I mean, for lack of a better word, I don't know if it is diagnosed mental health issues or if it is just personality flaws. I'm not exactly sure what her issue is, but Katie can definitely be seen acting a fool on social media most of the time. Now, just a quick synopsis on Katie. I mean, I would give her a follow. You can definitely learn more things about her. She is an American fashion model and TV actress. She is also a model. She has worked for Chanel, Lanvin, American Eagle, J. Crew, owner she knows Jenna Lyons. And she also worked on some projects for QVC. She is from Potomac, born and raised. So I do find that kind of interesting. She was definitely married and has 2 daughters, I believe. I'm not sure. I don't know much about her. Her ex, but ooh, if you guys were seeing the picture that I was looking at right now, it's scary. So take a walk down her social media. I'm going to give her a follow while I'm on here because I actually don't follow her. I don't follow many housewives. I've talked about that before. Select few. So yeah, Katie, she's only on the first season. She pops in and has some future breakdowns. She's a little bit of a Kelly Bensimon type character if Kelly Bensimon was literally insane. So yes, sorry to, be insensitive with the derogatory mental health terms like insane and crazy, but there's sometimes no better words. So then we go into second season, and that's when we get Monique. Now, I was not a Monique fan. I think most people back in the day, they know Candice and Monique, who Candice doesn't come until season 3 or season 4. No, season 3, Candice comes in just as a friend. Or no, Charisse was just as a friend. And then she left after season 3 and came back in season 8, I think, to try to take down Kiearna again, which was unsuccessful because my grand dame cannot be taken down. So season 2, we get Monique. Monique is married to Samuels. What's his name? Chris Samuels from the NFL. Now, the bass in that man's voice, he is like the voice of God. They had, her whole thing with Monique, I just wasn't a fan. But anyways, she started this, her husband, ex-NFL player. Now she started her own company called the NFL, which is the Not for Lazy Moms. Now, again, I don't think that's a great thing to call any mom lazy or even say that if you're one of these, if you do this, you're a lazy mom. If you do this, you won't be a lazy mom. I don't think that her business was like on sound ground back in 2016. Again, remember this was pre BLM and like pre a lot of like women's rights stuff still. This was kind of a different time still. So a lot of Chris and Monique is like them wanting to have more babies, them and this and that, them possibly having infidelity in their marriage. Monique is hanging out a lot with the trainer. Now, spoiler alert, they do go on to get divorced. So they are only on though for 2 seasons because season 2, Monique comes on, then season 3, Candice joins. They immediately have a huge feud. Season 4, Candice comes on. She's with Chris Bassett, the chef, the white chef. It's interesting to see an interracial couple from DC on the show. Candice's mom, Dorothy, is one of those iconic Bravo moms who is a monster. So I enjoy watching their relationship and their dynamic. And it explains a lot about, like, I love kind of watching these mother wound characters because, again, I don't have that. So I think when I look at other moms and women that act like that, I find it very fascinating to like watch. Okay, so then the 4th season comes on, and that's, oh yeah, Ross. Oh my God. If you guys, there's a group trip in season 4 regarding Katie. Oh my gosh, scary. So there's a huge fight. There's the barn fight where Monique and Candice finally, after seasons of feuding, it comes to a head. They're in this barn. Ashley Darby is pregnant at the time with her son after Michael had been cheating and all of this stuff. I mean, tensions were high that season when they came back to film. They get into this verbal altercation. It goes physical. Now, Monique like chased Candice around the perimeter of the winery after getting physical, and it was just like not a good sight to see. I didn't enjoy Monique. I actually don't like Candice either as a person. I think that she totally instigated it, and that mouth that she's got. I mean, I don't think that, yes, I agree that physical violence is never okay, even when somebody is like instigating you. But it just is like, if you're not doing that, then you're not even going to make that a possibility. So there has to be some responsibility taken from Candice. And I don't think she's ever taken any responsibility for that fight. She claims she was completely attacked. So I just disagree with that. But I take neither side really in the end of the day, because I'm not a fan of either. And I'm glad both of them are off the show now. So I don't think we need any type of physical violence. We just don't need any type of like messiness and stuff like that happening in these shows. We just don't. Like, I prefer to watch people dealing with, these other high society problems. And, I love a cheating storyline. So we had enough going on with that with Michael, and then enough going on with that with Juan and Robyn for many seasons. Enough going on with that with even Gizelle dating either Jamal and him, doing things and dating other people still, and him kind of stringing her along for some years. I enjoy Kiearna and Ray. I mean, Ray is in his 80s and having a housewife with his old ass husband. It reminds me a lot of Lisa and Ken also. Like, it's funny to watch Karen, even in the most recent episode, still talking about how her and Ray are keeping the love alive. There were rumors of Karen herself cheating. There was the Blue Eyes rumors. There was a driver that she was hanging out with. There was assistants and random men around. So it's just really, I love thinking about the off-screen stuff, the stuff that the ladies hear around the community, also that they hear off, during non-filming, trying to bring up rumors that happen off filming on camera when cameras, or when they do pick back up for new seasons. I mean, these ladies have not been filming together for 9 seasons, pretty much from the beginning together. Now, Wendy came in season 5. I love Dr. Wendy. I know that she's not everybody's favorite. I think she is smart. She's an awesome mom. She's an awesome wife. She's got great support with Eddie. I like the family drama. Her mom, again, iconic Bravo mom, witchcraft. All of the witchcraft stuff is so good. I really enjoy Wendy. So I think her coming in season 5 was a really good choice. I think that she's had fights with everybody. She's had, one of her biggest feuds has been with Mia that came on season 6. Now, Mia is still a current housewife that's causing a lot of waves. We'll kind of get to her more. Monique left after season 5. So yeah, so she was only on 2, 3, 4, 5, 4 seasons. I guess she was on longer than I thought, but I just got so sick of her. I really would fast forward through her scenes. And I wonder if she would ever come back. I wonder what the future of Potomac, it could only be so many housewives there. They actually shipped in Nneka, who I enjoyed her one little season. I liked her husband too. Her husband was hot and was like a hot doctor. Maybe they should have went to Married to Medicine. They moved from Texas for the show. I think they really tried to get it popping with Wendy. Wendy was not having it. I kind of looking back now, I'm like, whoo, Wendy, she really had Bravo by the neck with that. She was refusing to film with her. I mean, usually I don't enjoy that from my housewives. I want them to mingle with all, but she was just not going to give her the chance. I think there was a lot of off-screen stuff that happened with the moms, and their moms talking shit about each other and from the tribes in Africa that they're from. It was just, Bravo was like, no, we cannot. Yeah, we're just not going to have her back. It's not worth it. So 2020, yes, Monique leaves, and there's a little bit of a shift. Candice kind of rises to be more of a supreme after that. We still have Gizelle and Robyn hanging around. Ashley Darby, of course, has been there. Karen's still been there. So these women have solidified each other for a while. And then they bring in Mia. And Mia was just somebody nobody saw coming. So she is from what, the Charlotte area originally, Baltimore area originally-ish. And then also lived in Atlanta, because isn't that where Ink lives? I'm not 100% sure. Unclear about Mia's full life trajectory. But she comes on and she's talking about having threesomes with her husband. She's talking about being a stripper and how they met and how he's much older. She's talking about how he too is a freak and how she actually, much like Ashley Darby, is into bringing women into the relationship. She talks about how her best friend has played as a third in their relationship. And then we later meet Jacqueline, who Jacqueline is still on this season. In this week's episode, she shows up to crash Karen's Love Lagoon party at her house. She's really trying to make a moment, and I it is the thirst and the cringe is so real. She's not doing it for me, but I applaud her for trying to make something happen. She's not going to go down without a fight. Speaking of fights, last season, what happened with Deborah, the Sesame Street character, who was technically Ashley's friend, which was so messy, Ashley. Bringing her on, she got into a fight with Kiearna, who is that new character who was on this season too, who she's with Greg. Greg used to be, she was accused, or no, her ex is the drug dealer. That episode where they go on that first group trip to go to Queen City and they're sitting around the breakfast table and they're just having like 30 fights all at once with each other. That's a really, really solid Housewives moment, Housewives episode, like where they're just sitting around the Verbo house getting into fights with each other over every little thing. And like none of them get up and walk away except for Kiearna. She does end up getting into a little when Ashley starts asking about the scar and bringing up the fight with Deborah, Sesame Street at the club at the GNA event the year before, which GNA is such a joke. Like, it was very clear, yes, that they're just like, okay, we have people wanting to like spend money on us. Like, how do we just capitalize? We'll just pick something from Alibaba and put our name on it. I mean, they had like fake scenes going to fabric stores, like picking things out for patterns for GNA. Now they pivot to Giselle's dad passing away from a brain tumor, and now GNA is about health and wellness, but really it's just about like donate to the National Brain Tumor Society and also buy our shitty workout clothes, and then also listen to Ashley perform her song with no auto tune in the park with the yoga mats. It's a lot going on. It's nothing going on. And that's why Potomac is a really good random show to be watching. You just can't take it too seriously. Now, there were a lot of characters introduced this season. Like I said, Kiearna was one of them. Then we have Jacqueline, who is Mia's best friend. Then we have Jassi, who is with the Kansas Chiefs guy, who's got the two babies from the ex-wife slash ex-girlfriend that she was dating. Basically, she was the one that broke them up, but at least they're still together, and he's claiming her and he's filming with her, so that's good. But all of these women have very messy relationships, but none of them are as messy as Stacey. Stacey is my favorite friend of like ever on this show. She is the most perfect addition. I know sometimes they do ship these women in from wherever to cast them on these shows. I'm not sure where exactly Stacey came from. I think Pennsylvania or something, but she is here now. She got this one bedroom apartment. She is hanging with TJ, who is her best friend, somebody from the QVC world that she works with and is a co-host of. And she's going through her divorce. She was married to this German. Now, I think it's interesting that dark skin Stacey, oh my gosh, QVC, like she is just like perfect. She just is like a perfect TV person. She was married to a German businessman and had one daughter named Arabella. So cute, right? But then over on Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, Bose also was married to a German businessman and has one daughter. What is Bose's daughter? Leilani or something, I think. Bose St. John. Peter St. John was her husband. And her daughter, yeah. Oh, what a cutie. Her name is Lael. Lael. Wait, does she have two daughters? Because didn't I see another one says my daughter Eve? Okay, no, I think it's just Lael is her name. But anyways, I just find that interesting that we have two beautiful women who were with white German, like nerdy men and had daughters with. That's just a crazy parallel. And I love both of them. And I love both of the daughters. I love both of the stories, into both of them. So yeah, I'm really into Stacey. Now, Stacey and TJ, the whole thing with Stacey and TJ is that he supposedly is saving himself for marriage, or he said he's not a virgin recently on this most recent episode. He is not a virgin, but he's not going to sleep with Stacey. Now, I think there's some theories out there saying that like her and TJ really are just best friends and they're doing like a fake storyline because it's her first season filming and she felt insecure about going through a divorce and not having a man to film with. So, okay, I could kind of see that if TJ is just acting, but I don't know because the way that he scolds her when she makes a mistake or something, it actually, I think that's like real. I don't think that that's acting. I think that he has never done reality TV before. He forgets about the mic pack. He forgets that there's cameras everywhere, even if you can't see them. So there's just some things with TJ. Like, I think she needs to abort mission and get the hell out of there. But hey, it is giving us things to watch and talk about on this show. So I'm into it. I'm into Stacey bringing in the mess. I would like TJ to disappear. I would like to see her date and do some other things on the show next season, but we will see. Now, kind of going back to Mia a little bit. Now, when Mia came on, she caused a lot of waves. The women were kind of into her like unfiltered nature and her ability to just come on and share everything and like, yep, this is it. Then when her and Gordon got divorced, now, because remember when they came on, when they started the show, Mia was really presenting like her and her husband have these beautiful children. They're a mixed family. She has children from her previous marriage. She's been now married twice, going, I believe, on her third marriage of her and Ink. They are engaged. I do believe they do plan on wedding. Now, I met Ink, DJ Applebox. Incognito is his full name, at Bravo Fan Fest. He was lovely and was very gracious, took a picture, chatted with me. And he was just saying he like supports his woman. So they've been together in each other's lives since they were teenagers. And I like Ink willing to come on and film and everything, but I'm not, a lot of people aren't loving how he essentially has just been involved in a lot of the mess with Mia and the children and how the children are going to be affected. And Mia likes to allude to the fact that she doesn't know if all of the children are Gordon's or some of them might be Ink's, because she was cheating on Gordon with Ink, and it's very messy. So, I mean, we're still waiting to see that all play out. We don't actually have a paternity test. This has been going on for a whole season now. These poor kids, they deserve to know who their father is. So, another thing that's been dragged out for many seasons is Ashley Darby and Michael Darby's divorce, but we officially are getting to see some of it play out on the show. Things are getting finalized, the assets are being split, and we're not sure how much of the $20 million of the net worth Ashley's really going to get. To me, I think that what I understand is he bought her a home, and then she's also getting child support. I don't think there's alimony. So she's got that Bravo paycheck and she's going to just keep working and supporting her kids. And I want to see her also be happy. She tends to date, I don't like her picker. Maybe she would do really well in like an actual relationship with a woman. She's got kids. She's already became a mom. I would love to see Ashley like with a woman and really being like that, do what Kyle Richards can't do. Like live that out lesbian life. Like, I think that would be really interesting. So yeah, that was pretty much like a little quick rundown of Potomac. If you guys are watching, leave some comments. Let me know what you think. And I really am enjoying Kiearna this season. Now, of course, I've given a lot of heat to Shannon Beador. I think her getting drunk, running the car into the house with Archie, everything with the blood, and that was really insane. And I just cannot believe the fan reaction that she got from that. And now I'm so sick of talking about it, so I'm not going to spend much time. But I will just want to bring up that Karen also got a DUI. It was her second DUI. Now, luckily, she didn't hit anybody's house. She hit a fence, but and nobody was hurt. But I believe, including herself. But she did allegedly deny the breathalyzer, and then that's why she's been in court for so long, as she is trying to fight these charges of the second DUI. So we have to respect the legal process. Whether or not she was drunk, whether she had one glass of wine or one beer and drove, that's why legal limits actually do exist. You actually can have a couple of drinks and drive. I know that's very controversial and you shouldn't. Buzz driving is drunk driving. But when it comes down to the law, and she didn't hurt anybody, if she was under the legal limit, and just because she had a glass, she was never said she didn't have anything to drink. But this is all the stuff that's getting, nailed out in court. And we're going to find out if Karen gets vindicated in the end or not. I just hope that she has learned her lesson, hope that she never gets behind the wheel again. And I hope that the rest of the cast can see that maybe not everything is like for clicks and storyline. And like, I don't know, this is maybe something that really did happen in her real life and something that she's struggling with. Now, one thing about Shannon is that she ordered a drink almost every single episode that she was in this season, and she continued to drink and just continued to kind of show that she's like basically going to just continue doing her. And with Karen, she has not ordered a single drink this entire season. She's been having ginger ale, she's been having wine, or she's been having water. So she hasn't been drinking it all this season. So at least she's made the effort to at least not throw it in everyone's face and just be like, yeah, I'm doing me. So I think that there's just something to be said there about that. So Team Karen for life. Now that when she made that comment this season in her confessionals have been so good with the boxing gloves and so many little things that she said. And she said something the other day. She was like, hide, hide. She was like, I would hide. She was talking about when when she was like, Mia has lost control of her pimp village. And she's talking about Gordon and Ink getting into fights and who's going to, is the divorce going to be finalized and who the fathers are and how Mia's just like losing control over in her penthouse. Oh, that was so funny when she's like her pimp village. Karen is just undeniably the Queen of Potomac. I will leave you on that note. You guys all have a good rest of your day. Stay tuned for more Amanda Bella Talks TV episodes coming your way. And make sure you're engaging, leaving comments, leaving reviews, leaving me a rating, and letting everybody know why they should be listening to this show. All right. Have a great Monday. Love you all.